So some of the countries, what they do is when there are separations, they have some allowance called house rental allowance, where because you're separated from the family and family has to take care of themselves, certain portion of your salaries, threshold gets added as an house rental allowance, and then you get some tax benefits overall. That's how the incentive to families who are separated works. And in some cases, when children goes for higher education, the universities have the armed forces children specific concessions when it comes to joining the universities. So that's how they get priority. So is there anything like for the children when they go to universities, they get some preferential treatment? Is not the right word, but because the armed forces member is safeguarding the nation as a part of their work, that gets extended to the
Right. I'm not aware. I don't believe that there are any programs for post-secondary education for children of military members. We do have benefits for post-secondary education for military members. And I can talk about that a little bit because we just talked about pension, but we didn't talk about some of the other benefits because there are, again, many different programs. But this is something that I am a little bit more of an expert in. So I do know about all the different programs as a recruiter. So for the regular force, there are basically 3 different ways to get post-secondary education through the military. First one would be to apply to the Royal Canadian Military College, competitive application process. But if you have good grades and a good resume, you can apply and to become an officer and go to the Royal Military College, or OTP, which is the regular officer training plan. And this would be if you're going to be an officer in the Canadian Armed Forces and you're getting your post-secondary education at a civilian university, and the Canadian Armed Forces is paying for your tuition. So this is a little bit different. And it's generally for programs that are specialized that they wouldn't offer at the Royal Military College. Like if you wanted to be a doctor, for example, and you were going to medical school, they don't have medical school or RMC. So you go to a civilian institution and get it paid for by the military. And again, there's specific calculations depending on individual situations, but the general rule of thumb is that for any time receiving paid education, for each month of paid education, you would owe 2 months of service in return. So basically the length of your contract duration would be determined by the amount of time that forces was providing education. And you'd also be receiving a paycheck while you're going to school on top of the tuition. Be a salary, like you're a Canadian Armed Forces member and you would be making your standard salary, and part of your job would be attending your university. And then the third one for regular force for full-time would be, it's called NCM STEP. And this is post-secondary education for non-commissioned members, for members who are not. And again, it would be programs that are professional development or skills, and you could apply. There's a list of approved programs available on the website, and you can apply for this program where that would be paid for again, and then you would owe years of service in your contract in return. So those are all the regular force, the full-time programs. And then for the Naval Reserves, we have academic reimbursement, which is 50% of your tuition up to the maximum of $1,000 per year, up to a lifetime maximum of $8,000. So in the reserves, we give you less money, but there's no long-term commitment. There's no years of service in return. So you could add, you're only working part-time for us. So you could be working in the reserves on evenings and weekends, going to university full-time, and receiving up to $2,000 per year from us for tuition. And once you graduate, you're a reservist. You could voluntarily release from the reserves at any time. You have no long-term commitment.